This is the Litemover, and it does exactly what it sounds like, and it's very cool.
This is a CineD Gear News video, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, Graham Miller Sheldon here. We're at NAB 2023, and I'm at the Matthews booth, joined by Martine from Matthews, with a product that, makes sense right out of the gate for me. We're gonna demo this thing for you, but pretty self-explanatory in the coolest possible way. So what is the Litemover, Martine?
So the Litemover is a remote unit. It's component-based, and it is made to pan, tilt, flood, and spot your lighting units, but also you can adapt it to work on reflector boards and all sorts of different lighting equipment.
And so essentially it's this sort of motorized orange device behind me here, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so this is the unit right here. The bottom of the unit right here is a junior pin, so it will go into any junior receiver, and at that point you can mount your unit directly into the top of this orange motor. From the orange motor, you have a cable here that is mechanically adjusting the flood and the spot, so you can change the angle of your beam right here remotely. And then you have this arm right here that is attached to the skid plate, and that will allow you to tilt up and down. So you can pan on this motor here, you can tilt, and then you can flood and you can spot. This is an Airy M90, but this will also work with many different lighting units. Up top there, we can show later, it's on the R15. We have adapters for the K5600 Alpha. We have adapters for the C100 CRLS board. So being a component-based system, it allows you to be extremely versatile and control your gear and be able to modify your lights remotely. DMX, wireless DMX, and CRMX, so you can control this any way you want. We have a way to control it wirelessly on a tablet, or just this really cool battery powered or AC powered little handset right here.
Look, that's a great explanation right there. So, fairly obvious to me. I have a couple of questions though. In terms of you arrive at location, it's in this hard case on the truck. The goal, is that the moment when you assemble everything, as you're exiting the truck? Are you leaving this on the HMI M90, or how are you kind of see that working?
Well, it really depends on what you're going to do. We have a unit here called the Air Climber. It's a stand that goes up 25 feet in the air. If I'm an owner of an Air Climber, I'm probably also going to be an owner of the Litemover, because it's going to allow me to control my lighting unit 25 feet up in the air. So for me, I would have this as a companion to my extremely tall stand. If I'm going to be rigging lights onto an aerial lift and I don't want to lose a technician up in that aerial lift all night when I have to make small adjustments, I'm going to put two of these on the rail of the aerial lift, and from the ground I'm going to be able to pan, tilt, flood, and spot, and I'll be able to have that technician working somewhere else on set. No one's going to miss lunch. No one, so it's a very, very cool system that is going to give you control over all your lighting units. So for me, this is something I think about before arriving on set. When I say, great, we're getting the lighting plot set up. We're going to have two Litemovers hanging from the truss up there. That means we can leave the ladders. We don't need to move set dressing so that we can get ladders in or lifts in to make small adjustments. You can do it on the fly. You can do it in shot. You can sync these up if you want to make it look like the sun is rising or the airplane is banking to the left. You can put them on the DMX board. You can program these, and it really gives you freedom of control.
It gives you freedom of control, and it also solves one of the things that as a DP that I feel, honestly, the most guilty about. And I'll tell you what that is, Martine. 3 a.m., someone's up on a condor, and the moon needs to pan. Lesor's playing as the moon needs to pan a little bit, and some poor person has to deal with that, and I feel terrible, and I understand what that means.
Sure.
This is so much more fun.
I'll just push this button, and I'll start doing that move for you. You say, oh, you want to, a little too far? No problem. Let me just push this button. Let me go back a little bit. Oh, you need me to tilt a little bit? No sweat. Let me tilt down. And there you go. It looks like it's happening slowly right now, but 30 meters away, that beam is moving very quickly. So it goes nice and slow so that you can make adjustments and you can be very precise. And then you say, oh, it's a little too punchy. Let's flood it out a little bit. And we've just done all of that while we're talking right now with this little handset.
And I mean, frankly, I prefer motors with a little bit of drag characteristics. I don't like the jerk. That freaks me out. People get hit.
Slow and steady is the way to do it, and it's consistent, and it gives you the time to say, whoa, 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 half that, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, you don't want to have to do that. You don't want jerky motions, and it allows you to be able to precisely dial in your units.
Let's talk about compatibility with different lighting fixtures, because everyone puts that like variable beam angle knob in different places.
Sure.
And you mentioned a few fixtures, and actually the light bridge, not a fixture we cut, but that you're compatible with. Tell me about that compatibility specifically for changing beam angle.
Something that is really cool about this system is that it's not a system that's dedicated to a single unit. What you have is a component-based system that rigs around the lamp. You know, so here I can change the angle on my rods. If I want to go into an underslung configuration, we can flip this upside down, and we have rails that go at 90 degrees right here, so you can get all of your working parts exactly where you need them. The flood spot dial on an Airy is a lot different than on the Film Gear Power Beam, and this is the adapter for that. You will just pop that out, put this one in there because it's component based, and now you can power that unit, and you can rig this exactly where you need it with these very simple clamps, and it will allow you to work around whatever unit that you have. And in addition to that, once you make this investment, as the industry grows and as new, you know, there's a new lamp every few months, and being able to be component based, it's not going to force you to purchase a brand new unit just because there is a new lamp out there. There will be adapters. We have room to grow. A lot of what Matthews works on is component-based systems that can grow with your gear. It's investment quality because we want to be able to have the same gear you bought 10 years ago function on the stuff that you are finally getting your hands on today. So there's many different adapters. We have adapter for sky panels, for the Vortex, for, you know, all sorts of different leading units out there, and for whatever might come around the corner tomorrow.
Let's talk about pricing and availability. Do you see this as a, owner-op sort of thing? Is this a rental item for many? How do you look at it?
I think is being something that is, you know, it's not a $50,000 unit. It's not a $100,000 unit, and because of that, it's something that you can purchase, have on the truck. It's compact. It folds into this small case right here, and you can have it on hand all the time. I think this changed, when you used to have these enormous jib arms that were a specialty item, and then all of a sudden people started coming out with jib arms that could pack into 2 cases and travel in the jockey boxes, so that on the day you can say, oh, we have that, pull it out, put it to work, and let's do it. I think it is an owner-operator product because it is relatively affordable when you're in the world of film equipment. I also see it as being a rental house item because it's built very strongly. You know, it's very robust, and it's also, there's a simplicity to it where we don't have, you know, if you were to add all these variable speeds and all these different things, you're going to have more components, and, you know, the more features, the more problems. I think the simplicity of the system makes it something that a rental house, as far as maintenance goes, it's going to make them very happy because it's so robust and very straightforward.
Well, Martin, you mentioned affordable as far as film equipment go, but unfortunately at CineD, we ask for details and specifics. So do you have 10 grand for the system?
For the full system, and you have everything you have that you see here, as well as the ability to do an underslung studio mode, or if you want to hang this underneath an aerial lift. We have all the adapters that it comes with will allow you to set it up in multiple configurations, and that's all around, you know, $10,000 to $11,000. Which, when you're talking about the film equipment that does what this does, it's remote, it's expandable. I think that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've almost created a new product category. I mean, motorized stands, right?
Mm-hmm. It makes a lot more possible. You know, when you think about workability, when you think about your workforce, how many people you're going to have on the set to be able to do what you need to do. And I'll tell you what, people say, oh, is that going to take away jobs? I'm sorry to say that crew sizes have shrunk. It's not about equipment taking over jobs. It's about keeping up with the diminishing crew sizes and being able to still do what we want to do. This is an enabler.
And it's also a safety thing, honestly. You're staying on the ground.
100%. It's a big deal. You're not running up ladders 15 times a shot just to be able to make these small adjustments. It's going to let you make these adjustments without people running up 12 steps or rolling in lifts or camped out for 12 hours in the bucket of a aerial lift. You know, it's going to let you be on the set, working the set, and I think it's something that is going to be able to check off a lot of boxes that people have been missing.
Well, before I let you go, just, I mean, average setup time. What do you think? Just on a given sort of HMI fixture, what do you think? Out of the box with the orange hard case showing up.
It's a 10-minute process.
Very cool. 10-minute process. People are safer. People are staying on the ground. All things I love. Martin, thank you so much for taking some time with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming by.
Okay, that's it for us at the Matthews booth at NAB 2023. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more coverage from the show.